Easy A, Easer in the building. You already know. I want to thank my Heavenly Father, my ancestors, the archangels, regular angels, all light beings, high vibrational beings in all realms, dimensions, parallel universes, timelines from present, past, and future, all portals. Today is a good one. I'm glad that finally people are seeing the real faces of individuals, of evil individuals, of jealous individuals, of scarred individuals that had no right to attack good people, friendly people. You can even say earth angels, Hyokas, you know, the people that actually stabilize the planet, that give balance to the planet. And it's crazy. It's more wicked than it is good. But we take on all that. Us, the chosen. Chosen ones, this is our job, is to speak the truth, to put it out there, you know, to let people see them real selves for who they really are. Or at least, you know, put it out there for people that really not seeing themselves to see themselves and to change the things that they need to change because God is real. And what's funny about it, the ones that's doing this wicked stuff, using spiritualism for evil, using, church for evil. All religions do it. And all religions is basically spiritualism. In all religions, they talk about the Holy Spirit, the spirit that come down, that lives within us, that guides us, that protects us. Only if we, tap into it. We have to be on its signal, on its vibration, and its light. And you got very, very little of it, and he'll show up and start. And as long as you looking and searching and being diligent on searching, wanting to know the truth about things, he will grow in you. He'll keep on showing you certain things. My baby mother, my mother, my family, a whole lot of friends, associates, and the community been, been attacking, in the 3D, in the 5D, was trying to curse, curse me with their words and their idealism of me that holds no fact or weight. Right? What's really crazy about it, they putting out there that the bad stuff that these certain individuals is going through is because I'm doing some type of witchcraft or magic or dark magic on individuals. But in all reality, whatever y'all going through, it's the stuff that y'all try to attack me with. The stuff that you badmouth me with about me trying to go, being crazy, being a menace, being, unhinged, erratic, being a real problem in society, which I was actually the balance. I'm the anchor to all y'all bullshit. Believe it or not. That's what we are. The chosens are anchors. And also to bring a change, a true change that makes everything right. It's not going to happen instantly because, everything in God's time and everything is in little steps, as long as you moving in that direction and your intentions as well and your diligence and getting the information and designing it to happen with the ups and downs as you go along, because you're basically doing it from scratch, will eventually balance out, you know. Um, it's sad. Y'all wanted me to be homeless. Y'all soon to be homeless. Y'all wanted me to go through all types of different traumas with different individuals. Well, actually, all individuals. Y'all didn't want me or any of the chosen to have any, you know, real anchor here. Make us feel like we actually belong. Y'all been trying to make us feel like outcasts, feel like we the wrong ones, when actually y'all know y'all the wrong ones, right? And the ones that ain't awakened and don't realize what's going on, y'all being used by a lot of individuals that work behind the scenes, that do know that voodoo and all the dark arts and, you know, being dark, or dark witches period, in any religion or, you know, spirituality is real. A lot of us actually do this without knowing that, what you call, we being witches and warlocks, because we actually are. All of us, not just one of us, but all of us. All right, the things that we perceive, the things that we speak out our mouths against ourselves and against others, actually become manifested, either instantly, depends on how strong you are, how in line you are with whatever you feel. And when you put it out there, the universe or the devil or God actually hears it, right? Also, your actions, things that you repeat and stuff, unconsciously and consciously, is also another thing we need to, you know, keep our eye on. Anything, anything negative, you're supposed to eliminate to a certain extent, because we actually can't get rid of it all altogether, because there's a balance to things. Um, it's crazy to say it, but evil is necessary for the good to be appreciated, for the good to know that it's good. Without the opposite, how do you know what, you know, was good or bad, if that's how you want to put it? Um, I'm happy. I told y'all I'm one of the best that ever did it. I told you y'all masters off, shattered everybody, the whole planet. The whole planet. Anybody wearing a mask is shattered. We are no longer allowed to live behind a mask. We have to be our true, authentic selves, good or bad. Right? And if you bad and you feel that, you know, there's something that needs to change, then that's what needs to be worked on. And if you don't, just know who you're aligned with and the outcome. Because you know shit is real. Shit is not a game. It's not playing. And for the individuals that, you know, don't believe in this stuff and stuff, I was like you. You know, I was told, or I was led to believe that if you don't, how you say, acknowledge it, it can't affect you. Which that's a lie, a complete lie. Right? It's to manipulate and keep you blind. Right? In my life and in a lot of other chosens and just regular that also are chosen, when they decide to start to grow and align with God purpose or align with the universe, they to eventually they will be on a path, they straight path, they narrow path. Not saying that they will stay on it. We all, something grab our attention, we might veer off, but we're supposed to snap out of it and get back to our path. It is not that other road that we so blindly just, it's exciting, it caught our attention. The more that catches your attention in that area that you started walking to is going to lead you further and further into that situation. And if you ain't careful, when you do catch on, way off your path. And a lot of times people lose faith that they can't get back on their path because they know they walked away so far and they don't want to walk backwards or backtrack to get back to that path, which that's one of the best ways of doing it. If you was going forward and it led you to somewhere where you didn't want to be, stop yourself, turn your ass back around, and start backtracking. You can't fear what you already done past. Only thing you know how to do is completely walk through it. You know what to avoid, you know how to avoid, you know what situations to stay away from because you already walked through it. And if you don't want to go through it again or experience it again, you'll make sure that you'll avoid it at all costs. And that's called growth in that sense. Or if got a brain on you or, think outside the box, you was on this, your path was going in this direction, but yet you went in that direction or that direction instead of going back. If that's not what you want to do, because that is kind of time consuming, and you could say it's frustrating, a little stressful if that's how you want to put it. But remember, it was our choices and what we was thinking and how we was feeling when we was walking down that path. We didn't have to walk down that path. That path was chosen by us. We agreed to it to a certain extent. And like I said, if you got like a brain or you think outside the box, you know that you was going straight. And you veered off for maybe 2-3 years going right or left. If you don't want to backtrack, you went right for 2 years. So you gotta start walking to your left for about 2 years and maybe even less. Because it depends on, it might be a shortcut if you do it right. It should be a shortcut because you're not backtracking and you're going, but it's also a loss when you backtrack. Don't backtrack for the simple fact when you veered off the path from that point that you made it to and stepped off, started going, 2 years to the right or 2 years to the left off the path. There's 2 years on that path that you didn't experience, that you didn't learn, that you didn't, acquire what you were supposed to acquire because you veered off that path. And with the second option that, I'm putting out there, if you don't want to backtrack to, go left or right in the the opposite direction that you was going in to get back on your path, you'll get back to your path, but there's 2 years of path of that straight path that, that was never acquired. Not saying that, you can't do it, but you want all that. You want all that. You want all. whatever you gotta go through, whatever lessons that Earth School is giving us, or Heavenly Father is giving us, it's all needed. And when you grow from it, you able to lead other people away from to avoid the stuff that you experienced. You done paved the road. We like excavators, road builders. We gotta tear up the ground. We gotta move boulders, trees, or whatever. Whatever's in the way that's stopping us from doing. Paving this road. So after the road is paved, we jump. The ones that didn't pave it could just jump on the highway and have a way better time of getting to the destinations that they want to get to a lot faster, a lot easier, a lot unconfusing, you know, a lot stress free. The stress that you didn't have to deal with or, had to endure or learn from. You just get in that straight path, which is cool and all, but at the same time, you lose to a certain extent because you don't have that insight, you don't have that understanding, you don't have that respect for the road that you on, flying, cruising with the family or your friends, your girl by yourself, however you doing, whatever you doing on that road. You're not respecting the hard work, the dedication, the turmoil, and out of the box, out of the box thinking that these individuals or individual have pondered, reiterated, and you know made it happen. Put it in fruition. Mm. But I'm rejoicing in us chosen, and I'm also rejoicing in the fallen, the ones that are getting hit with their karma, that's going through all the wicked stuff that they don't put out there in the world, not just to us. That's the funny part. We was the trigger. We was the one that it didn't go the way they had planned. And because of that, not just the stuff that they try to apply on us, but the stuff that they applied on all the individuals that they ever came across. If they was intentions to be wicked or be nasty or to corrupt or to kill or to steal from, they paying for it. They paying for it and paying for it in a big way. God, if you go to 1,000 years is up. You know, we here in the prophecies. We here in the Bible. We here. We at the, you know, I'm gonna say the beginning of it. I'm not gonna say the tip. We been past the tip. We actually in the start. We at the starting line, the true starting line. It wasn't a warm up. We didn't have to jog there. No, what you call? We at the starting line, and it's gonna get hectic. A lot of chaos is gonna happen. A lot of misunderstanding. A lot of foolishness. A lot of hurt people gonna be hurting people. A lot of scared people is gonna be, hurting people. And I I don't look forward to that day because all life is precious to me. Nobody should lose their life because they have something that somebody else don't have. When we all could work together and we all could truly work together, not just using each other, or trying to get over on that individual. Right? If there's one, there's hundreds of thousands, millions, even billions, which is crazy. It's 7 point something billion on the planet, right? And instead of just making 7 billion of whatever for everybody to have, we waste a whole lot. We make so much more than what needs to be. Number one, which you call it also create waste, because certain things that's destroyed to make other things can never be. It can't be separated. It's already it's already what it is. So the change, the form changes, and then if it ain't being used, it's the waste. It's just sitting around collecting dust when it could be put into use. Everything has a use. And I don't think anything that's made to do what it do don't want to do what it's supposed to do. A hammer wants to bang nails and want to, break down shit if that's what you use your hammer for. The paintbrush want to paint. It wants to be dipped in paint. It wants to hit the wall and do its job. Like all animals do their job. We the only ones that have a choice on doing the job that we're supposed to have, and none of us is really doing it. Only a small, like 2% of us, which is crazy, is actually doing our job, or at least trying to do our job, or trying to trying to be right with what they need, what they know is right. Right. I have never been an abusive person. I have never hurt my kids. I have never sodomized any kids. Have I physically hurt people? Yeah, I can admit to that. But was it my intention to just go out there and physically hurt these people? No. All the time I have hurt somebody was always in self-defense, because they don't like what they see or what they feel, and a long time I didn't understand it. Right? And I I laugh at this terminology when I run into individuals that want to call me pussy. Yo, you pussy. You pussy. Yeah, I haven't handled none of the stuff that I've ever handled. I fight the world every day. Every day the world fights me. So if I've been doing this since I was small, physically, in the 3D, mentally, in the 5D, spiritual, in the 5D, in every other realm that they know about, that we don't have the privilege or the insight, unless it's not, it's brought to our attention, it intrigues us, and we decide to look into it. And a lot of stuff that we end up getting tied into and looking into is what your friends or society redeems as cool, or you know respected in some type of way, which the stuff that's being put out there is all wicked. It's all like, come on, listen to the songs. We talk about bitches like like dogs, and vice versa. Which you go, now that we got women rappers, they talk about us like dogs, and it's only fair. I'm not even mad at that, because you got slut niggas like you got slut chicks, right? And a lot of us were sluts before women was, but in those times it was shunned for a woman to be, permissive, or, having multiple partners and being out there like that. But it was okay for a man to do it. He was a man. That made him even more of a man, that he was able to, conquer or, acquire whatever he was acquiring. Right? And that was back then, but in all reality, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. Male and female shit. Male and female eat. Male and female wants to be loved. Male and female wants to belong. Male and female both. It ain't nothing that a male could do that a woman can't do. It ain't nothing that a woman could do that a man can't do. But then y'all want to say having babies. A woman push out a baby, but a man push out a baby too when he spit his seed into that woman so it could go into her. He just birthed something. Without him, there is no her. Without her, there is no him. So you can't say one it don't do than the other. Does. Um, I'm glad everything is coming to a close. My spirits is up. I have always been looking forward to, living, living well, living comfortable, living, you know, I'm not gonna say without a kid, but really living like we supposed to be living like some of the stuff that we see, traveling the world, having, all types of nice things and stuff like that, which we all of us, every last one of us can have that that rich life. But we are fooled into believing that we can't have that, or you have to be a special individual to attain these things. And in a way, yes, and in a way, no, because whatever the next person is extra gifted with, you also have that gift. It's just that theirs might be a little more natural because it's been passed down in their bloodline so strongly. So, it's like muscle memory or, spirit memory. But whatever the next man could do, you could teach yourself to do it. And if you really wanted to learn it, you will learn it. And the more that you do it, the better you get at it. And that's with anything. Everything that we good at, we have practiced. We have liked it, we studied it, and we've been using it. Constantly using it. And that's how you get, you know, real good at it because, it becomes second nature. You don't have to think about it. It's unconscious now. You know? And that's what a lot of things that we pick up, the things that we train ourselves to do unconsciously and consciously, not knowing that it sets patterns until we decide to break those patterns or realize it's time to break those patterns. And lots of times that happens is when we get in a negative effect from whatever we was enjoying to a certain extent that we was abusing it, and that's how it starts hurting us. And some catch it early, some catch it very late, some don't catch it at all. Right? Getting back to a lot of our situations, not just mine, a lot of the individuals that also joined along in this ceremony, this mutilation ceremony, sex rituals and all that, might have not even known that this is what they was doing. Right? So just understand that from me, you forgiven. You know, I don't hold no animosity about you because I understand that just no matter how smart we are or how smart we think we are, we don't know everything. And just because we was taught something and taught something well that, where it benefited us to a certain extent, don't mean that it's right. And we know this, even if it ain't told to us. It's the feeling that we get. But we want to deny that feeling and say, oh, it's okay because this person do it. Oh, it's okay because they do it. But you go, why they could do it and I can't do it? It's not that you can't do it. Just know that it's a price that, comes with everything, especially, the spiritual. Our Heavenly Father is real, and these things that He has asked us to do and He has put out here in the world, that's real positive and real excellent for man, for human, for women, for children, for everything on the planet. There is no wrong in it. People want to choose and pick what they want to see, which is their right. But why would y'all want to see the wicked in everything, right? Like, with, like when you talk about, if you talk in religion, no matter what religion you talking about, you talking to certain individuals. Maybe they not real deep into religion, but they wanna have this conversation with you or be in the conversation, which I find is strange when it's something that you haven't really looked into. This might be something that you know about, or maybe something that you maybe peaked at a day or two or a week or two, but there's no practice in that. There's no full understanding. You understand what you read, you understand the meaning and the, how you say, the principle of certain stuff, but we don't fully know until we entertain it, till we practice it and see the truth in it. Right? Even the negative stuff that we learned, that we practiced and mastered, or so-called mastered, we know it's negative. If it's negative, like I said, we just throw up excuses to justify what we do and how we do, and that hurts us in the long run. Right? And if you truly love yourself, you'll love your neighbor. When Jesus, or the Christ mind of any religion, say love is the answer, love is the answer. Because if you love yourself to to whatever extent you love, and I mean truly love yourself, you know how, like, if you fall in love with somebody that they can damn near do no wrong, which is dangerous, but all of that attention, all of that dedication and care and love, put into yourself. Put all that into yourself, and I guarantee you, it will come back to you. Whatever, the love of your life will pop up. The 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 perfect friendships will pop out. The You'll manifest the best for yourself because you'll be in line with you, right? You'll never be perfect, but you can strive to get there. The more you do now in this lifetime, if you have to come back again or choose to come back again, is a lot less that you don't have to acquire because, like I said, it will be soul recognition. It will be already there in you. Right? Everything is in us from the beginning. We was with God from the beginning. We was with God before the planets or anything was made. Before the stars, the moon, whatever, before we was with Him, and He has told you that. No- Nothing exists. Say I dream of something, and that you have never been, how you say, manifested here in this planet. It's not that it ain't real. It's not that it wasn't made before. It was already made. It's like in the videos before. It goes back to what came first, the chicken or the egg, and that's with any animal. What came first, man or woman? But it takes man and woman to what you call to make another one of us. So once we kids that turned into adults that you know intermingled and made other, or you was already here. You was already made. Do, do, are y'all getting that? I hope y'all understand because it's the truth. It's the God given truth. Right? You know, right? I'm not against y'all. Y'all against me. And what's funny about it, while y'all against me, everybody else is against y'all. So as you're attacking me, you're also being attacked. Nobody is above it. If I could go through it, you could go through it. And that's what this place is. It's the testing ground. It's the forge. It's the heavenly forge. We're the metal, or we the material that the metal come from. Are you good metal, or you cheap metal? Are you metal folded one time, or you folded 7 times, or you folded 9 times, or you folded 12 times? And the more you fold, the more pure, the more sustainable iron is. Even though you need a little outside, you need some type of carbon or whatever. But you're talking about God here. You're talking about divine here. Whatever metal you turn into, because that's the metal that you are. And don't take it where you're cheap metal. The only way you cheap metal if you believe you cheap metal. If you allow yourself to be cheap metal. Nobody here is cheap. Nothing here is cheap. The stuff that pumps through your blood and through your veins ain't cheap. The organs that what you call that your body hold, none of those is cheap. You see, it's a big business. But what's crazy about it, each one of your pieces of you and your insides are priceless. You are priceless. You're God's gift. Every last one of you is special, truly special. You're God created. You're God loved. You are gods of God. There's a piece of Him that relies in you. That's the breath of life. That's your spirit. But God is, the Almighty. He's able to know everything because He is everything. Did y'all catch that one? That's how God is omnipotent. Because God is everything. Your surroundings, the air you breathe, the rain, the snow, your furniture, your car, the stuff that you eat, all animals, is God. So know that you're a working card in God, or not a working card. In our body, when stuff don't do right, it gets eliminated. That's where it says what you call God comes. He says to separate the wheat from the chaff, and the chaff gets what you call gets burnt in fire to be no more. That's what happens in our body, right? And if we don't burn the chaff, remove the chaff, we get polluted, we get poisoned, and then those organs stop working. You start having problems, and if you don't know the solution or have any understanding to change that cause, it'll eventually take you out. And that's what's going on with our sicknesses right now. A lot of it is here in the 3D, but it comes from the 5D. It comes from your stress. It comes from the lack of knowledge of who you are, the lack of knowledge of how to sustain your body, how to eat right, how to drink, put in your system that helps you rejuvenate yourself. We like, you could say we kind of like snakes, but in our body, if we take care of our body, you know how like a snake, it loses its tail, it can regrow its tail, or a lizard, it, we are able to regenerate our body parts, our limbs, our cells, our heart, our lungs, and our digestive system when we take care of it. Right? It's kind of hard now because we in this society, we want everything to be convenient, make it easy on us and stuff like that, which I don't have no problem with. But at the same time, we don't know these individuals personally. We don't know what their intentions are. A lot of the stuff that we get is chemically altered, to sustain it with all that traveling, to get to every continent or every state or where, wherever part of the planet you are, however you get your goods that's in your stores, they gotta be processed in a certain way. Everything has an expiration date. But in all reality, the expiration date that you see on the packages, and I mean all packages, no matter what it is, really ain't the expiration date because it's genetically modified to help keep it good until that date because it got to do all that traveling. That's why if you read the ingredients, you got a lot of chemicals, a lot of stuff that you can't name. You're not gonna say this food is in that food and that food is in this food. You talking about glucose. You talking about sodium glycate and all the other stuff that you saturated oil, seed oils, corn, and those are natural, but then you got, like I said, you got all this other unnatural stuff to keep stuff so-called fresh or eatable. But this all have an effect on our system, you know. And it don't have to do the food that we have really don't have to do all that traveling because each state should be able to sustain their own food, their own, and I'm not saying be divided, but if we had the cattle, we had the land, the vegetation and all that, You don't have to put none of the chemicals that they put in to so-called sustain it, but it's not really sustain. It does, but it's not really this. That's the hidden motive. That that's the motive that they want to put out there, but it's actually killing us. It's actually giving us these diseases. It's actually messing with our health, in which we all have learned this. They talk about it, but then again, they don't talk about it. You know, they say you to be conscious, but yet they don't want you conscious. They don't give you that information, and your influences, the people you idolize, the people that's getting paid big money. They're not just making music. They're not just doing fashion. They're not just building. They're not just no. What you call it? They working against you. Not all of them, but a lot of them are, and especially the big corporations. For the simple fact, if you really follow the money trail, okay, you got C-Town, you got Pioneer, you got Western Beef, you got Only, you got so many different what you call it, spots with different names, so-called owned by different individuals. But if you keep on following that money, they all owned by certain families or one family, right? Right. Lately, you've been hearing a lot about people doing, our stars doing rituals, sex rituals, sacrificing and all this other stuff. And a lot of people was finding it hard to believe. But no, it's not hard to believe because it's the truth. You see what's going on right now, the controversy, the scandals like P. Diddy, the Epstein, and everybody else. Like, there's a lot of names that we know. That's a household name that everybody know, even if you don't know them personally. That's a household name that's doing these stuff. And the people that's getting caught, these are low, real low, small motherfuckers. These are small people that have big names and so-called, lots of money and pull. But you want to know who has the real money and pull? The individual that they do not talk about. The individual that's not in the limelight. That's flashing. That's what you call it. That's stepping out, looking crazy, looking like like everything, looking like they sitting on the world. But he's the one, or she's the one, or they the one that actually runs the planet, and it's the truth. It's the behind the scene people that you don't know, that ain't in the limelight, that they ain't being speaked about, that has all the money. The people that you think is rich, that you idolize, and their money is small. They answer. Who you think paid them? It ain't you. All the little outward. Let's be for real. I come from an era where we bought records, we bought cassettes, we bought CDs. Y'all in the era of this digital stuff. You do have individuals that's paying, you know, for their stuff. A lot of people was getting their stuff for free. Even back then, Only thing you had to do is have a radio and press record of whatever was playing, of what you wanted to play. That's what you wanted, and you had that. But it took time, it took effort. That's 100%. But where there's a will, there's a way. You know, a lot of stuff that we pay for, there's other individuals that ain't paying for it. Matter of fact, the stars that so-called have all this money, the clothes, the Versace, the Prada, the Dolce Gabbana, the money exchanged, and so on. The prices for this stuff is outrageous. But are your stars really paying for the stuff that they wearing? They're not. I want you to understand that. Those are costumes that's being put on them so they could be idolized to make whoever that really makes these clothes super rich. Because the person you idolize is wearing this certain name brand. You're gonna follow the name brand. You're gonna run to the name brand, and that name brand is gonna tell you, "Oh yeah, what you got these shoes is $200,000." You're gonna kill yourself. I'm not saying all, but you're gonna kill yourself to get these $200,000 fucking shoes, so you can say that you're somebody, like somebody that didn't pay for it at all. If you was, I want you to think about this. If you was a clothes designer, you don't even have to be famous. A clothes designer, and you was able to get one of the stars to wear, you know, an outfit of yours, something that you design. Did they pay for that suit? No, you just put it on them. But how many hundreds of thousands to millions of dollars that you just made for that person to actually walk around in your stuff, you know? And if the individual like your stuff, or like the way it fit, like the way it's made, or like the style of whatever it is, they will wear it, and it will promote you. You know? The stars, we really didn't know about all that high end, so called high end clothes until somebody high end with money, or so called money, or with a name for themselves, told you what they had on, and also might have told you how much it runs, so you could see how big or how you know established they so called are, and they didn't pay for it. Now you got the price tag, and because whoever is wearing it, killing yourself. You're gonna do everything in your mother to do it, in your power to do it, to have it, to be people with the Joneses. Say you that nigga, you that bitch. But at the end of the day, you ain't happy. At the end of the day, you ain't living. Cause that same $200,000 shoes, you could have bought a nice little house. Get another little 200,000. You living more comfortable. But no, you need $200,000 sneakers. You need a, $1 million car. You need a 10 million, $50 million house, $100 million house that you won't even use all the rooms that actually be in the place. It'll be furnished or whatever, but Half the time we will never be used. Half the time you'll never be in there because you got other things to do. So you're paying people to clean your house, take care of your house, monitor your house because you got so much nice stuff. But yet you ain't even realize anything being missing because you're, you're too busy. You're not gonna walk around your house and make sure every little piece that you have ever bought that you haven't even been using is sitting there. It's still sitting there because you haven't been using it. You haven't been thinking about it. And then when you do think about it and then tend to go, God forbid, tend to go look for it, you can't find it. Reason why, because you done forgot about it. You got so much, you got all this other stuff, and boom, you'll fuck around, walk through your house, and find out that you got a whole other family living in the West Wing, or the South Wing, or or the East Wing. You know, something that you don't regularly use, but because you don't regularly use it, somebody else is taking advantage of it. Which I don't really have a problem with that either, but at the same time, at least let the individual know that this is what you're doing. And if you don't know them, you know you're playing with your life because a person won't be upset that you just using their shit or taking advantage of them without their knowledge. And you in their shit. It's like taking somebody's shit. Uh, um, baby mother, I know you want to hang up. I know, I know you just about to kill yourself because I really don't give a fuck. For real. You see, I'm still going back and forth to court, but all that comes to an end. I told you. I told you. I told you God don't like ugly. And I said that you was evil, you was wicked. I didn't know when to the extent of witchcraft, but I knew what you call you was plotting, you was planning, you was trying to turn people against me, you was really trying to do a number on me. I didn't know you was stealing. I didn't know you was connected to Marduk. I didn't know it, and it's crazy because at the end of the day you really lost and you know you lost financially, lost spiritually, lost your protection, and everybody that you done recruited or manipulated into being part of your campaign of war against somebody that was totally innocent. Am I innocent? No, I'm not innocent. And am I innocent of the shit that you proclaim? Yes, I am, totally. And that's just the truth. And I don't give a fuck how anybody feel about it. For real. You try to use my daughters against me. You knew that I loved them. You knew that I'll do anything for them. And you tried to use them to destroy me. What's funny about it is that how long you knew about me before we actually bumped heads? That's the only question that I have. Because I really believe that you was damn near raised, even though you were born before me, you was raised to or been groomed for the situation. For this one right here. I don't really know if you did anything else with other people, which I kind of figured because you're not with any of your baby fathers, and that's if they still alive. But I don't think they survived you. I really don't. Right? I don't know why your daughter Shanice is running around with my last name because Shanice is not my daughter. All right. Jahar better not have my last name. Boo Boo better not be using my last name. You definitely shouldn't be using my last name. All right. My other ex, I don't soon I will know how you and her is connected. Very soon I'll find that out. But you definitely should have my last name. We didn't get married, and there's no type of offense. Me and Cynthia didn't get married, and no type of offense. Me and you, Ren, don't even have kids together. You was playing the game, being a slut out there, trying to act like you was wifey, right? And what's crazy about it now, all of y'all sick. All of y'all doing sex magics, or you, your friends, the community, and all that. And all of y'all is running around with the virus. It's crazy. I'm glad I love myself, and I'm also glad that God loved me because, I pick and choose. I definitely do. I don't just jump in or run, I get pussy, you know. As a man, nigga need pussy, but at the same time, pussy don't run me. I don't run me. I'm not gonna jump out the window for some ass. Y'all ain't jumping out the window for this dick, and I know this dick is the ultimate. I pride on myself on what I do and how I do, and that's in everything. All right, so it is what it is. Oh, also, the rumor that I'm a sex worker, the rumor that I'm bisexual or trisexual or whatever, that needs to stop. For real. Not fucking no nigga fucking me. I only fuck with females. I can hang out with all types of people, gay, straight, whatever, bisexual, tranny, whatever. That's not a problem with me. I got family that way. I got friends through them that's that way, and never had a problem. As long as I ask them to respect me like I respect them. Okay, I don't move that way. That's how y'all do it. Have fun. Just know it's that way. We can laugh, we can joke, we can hug, whatever, but there is no kissing, there is no be lovey dovey and none of that crazy shit where we holding hands and I'm hugged up on you, I'm grabbing your head. And none of we don't play none of that. We don't play none of that. I respect you, but what you doing? That's not my lifestyle. Like I said, you find your individuals that y'all do that with, and you are more than happy, and I'm more than happy. You But as far as socializing, being friends, being, you know, business partners, co-workers, or however, I have no problem with that. Respect me like I respect you. Treat me how I treat you, and we all good, and vice versa. It should be the same way. You understand? But if you're doing fucked up shit, don't expect me to do fucked up shit back to you. The only fucked up shit I'm going to do is leave you the fuck alone. We're going to cancel all contracts, null and void, because you breached contract. And life goes on. However you feel about it, you feel about that. You know? And I already know you're going to run, you're going to bitch, you're going to try to tear me down like all the rest and come to the same fate. Mask off, ruined, not getting over on anybody anymore. Whatever previously status that you had is officially lost, officially gone. And my challenge is still out there. Fuck all your dark workers. Y'all know who I be. Come see me. Come see me in the 5D. Come see me in the 3D. Come however you want, however you like, with the most powerful shit you got. But just know, my ancestors, my guardian angels, my my high vibrational beings, my light beings of all dimensional realms, will be seeing you. And if you able to get close enough to wanna or knuckle up or however you wanna do, Just be prepared. Because if you are that close and you are able to so called touch me, that gives me all valid and justifications to unleash whatever I feel like unleashing. And God will honor that because He knows that I have always, all my life, avoided trying to hurt somebody. I'll play pussy if you want to call it that. I'll compromise if you want to call it that. But that was back then. There is no more compromising on truth. There is no more compromising on integrity. There is no more compromising on who the fuck I really am. So prepare. Prepare well. And know what you're asking for when you come for me. I said it once, I'll say it twice. It will be you before it be me. And I'm going to say it forever. It will be you before it will be me. No matter what situation. I could be out here walking barefooted, dirtier than a motherfucker, and still be somebody more than who the fuck you will ever be. And it's not me boasting. It's not me putting you down. It's just me being the fuck me. And long as I'm me, I will always be happy. As long as I keep myself growing, knowing what I'm knowing, that dirty, walking barefooted, looking crazy will never happen. As y'all know, because y'all about to go through it or starting to go through it. You're losing houses, you're losing all possessions, your bank accounts frozen, and not just y'all little people. I'm talking about the big wigs too. The big wigs that was paying for people gifts. The big wigs that was paying for people insight. And paying people that don't even have these gifts and insights. You're paying other individuals to siphon or take other people's gifts so y'all can use their gifts to be somebody that you're not. All that comes to an end. We renounce, we rebuke, we return to sender. Whatever energies are yours, and I mean all your energy, are sent back to y'all. And all our energies and gifts and prosperities and blessings and peace come back to us, come back to the chosen, come back to its original origins in God's name, in Jesus' name, in Muhammad's name, in Allah's name, whoever God you serve, true and just God, loving God, all powerful God, not an evil God. Our God is vengeful, but He ain't evil. And a lot of stuff that He avenges is the stuff that y'all have done. If it's happening to the innocent, God bless y'all. Stay strong. And if y'all didn't survive the onslaught of whatever was coming at y'all that y'all didn't deserve, just know And I already know y'all know, or would know at the time, that your Heavenly Father is up there doing what He needs to do. Not what He needs to do, what He wants to do, what He has to do, what He is embedded to do. Because this is who He is. He can't, that's even deeper. What I just said is who he or she is. It could be any, however you want to, your face, because he said we made in his image. So, however face you want to put him, if you green, you want to put him green. You blue, you want to put him. You orange, you look like something that ain't from this planet. It don't make no never mind to me. But if he's the true, and Jessica, the number one God, which he says, I have many names and many faces. We we I we heard of shapeshifters, right? Shapeshifters came from somewhere, and we all come from the source. So you think the source is not a shapeshifter? You really think the source is not a shapeshifter? He's everything. She's everything. Take any form. Speak any language. And I mean all languages, not just the human ones. Our God is great. And we are cell in God's body. Just like we have cells in our body, we're a cell in God's body. And when cells don't do what they're supposed to be doing, they die off and get eliminated. But the cells that doing what they're supposed to do, what do? They multiply and regenerate. This is a known fact. This is a known fact. And I just called you, me, a cell in God's body. What cell are you? Are you the cell that's going to be discarded? That's going to, cancel itself out? Or are you going to be the cell that rejuvenates itself and multiply? And the only way you could do that is by being you 100%. Like I was saying earlier, getting back to that, being you 100% you, the real you, no matter how wicked, no matter how good. And then working on yourself to become even better, to become the real you, the true you, the loving you, the just you, the moral you, the things that every human being or every entity ever existing wants: to be comfortable, to be loved, to be useful, to have a purpose, a true purpose, not just a purpose doing something to be doing something, but the purpose that you're meant to do, the purpose that will regenerate you, bring you back to life in all aspect of the word, all your organs, all your cells on full fire, working on 100% all the time, in alignment with you, in alignment with nature, in alignment with the universe, and so on, and in alignment with the heavenly divine. My intentions is for everybody to hear this, and if they don't hear it from my mouth, to hear it from other chosen. Wisdom is wisdom, no matter where it comes from. It could come from a child, even though we can't explain how a child will have some grand epiphany or grand understanding of something that they shouldn't have understanding of, but we see it every day. We know it to be every day. And how is it so? It's through God. It's through nature. It's through the universe. It's through the heavenly symphony of all. And I mean all. The all in all. The all that is, that ever was, that ever be, ever will be. From this time, past time, present time, all different dimensions, all different timelines, all different portals, all different worlds, galaxies, however, and so on. And I mean all, everything, infinity to infinity. With God's love, I leave y'all. With the wicked, I already forgive y'all, but I actually pity y'all for the simple fact y'all know and don't know, because y'all know a lot for y'all to be able to do what y'all doing and doing it so well and proficiently. But at the same time, you don't know because it's to your destruction. Yeah, you might catch some individuals, like they say, the dumb in the Bible. It says the devil was lurking, to and walk through up and down, left and right, to and fro, looking for who he may devour. Y'all have y'all have devoured a lot. That is no lie. Y'all was doing your job, if that's what y'all want to say. Y'all was working for the other side, and you could, and you was doing your will and his will at the same time. And you know that I'm telling the truth because you had to pray to him. You had to serve his entities, you know, dark entities to do these things. Because if you asking a light being to do something, the first thing they looking at you is like, hold on, where the light in you for you to be asking that? For one. Number two, the light being don't need you to say anything specific. Your archangels, they don't need nothing specific. Only thing they need is Heavenly Father, archangels, ancestors, or whoever you decide to call upon. I call on all. I'm gonna just tell you the truth. I call on all. I call on you. I call on what you go on anything, everything in existence for assistance, for guidance, for communion, for oneness. And I ask that y'all do the same. Start practicing that and see what happens. Truly start feeling it. Truly start believing it. And know the universe, your God, will work on your behalf. All right? Two, don't lose faith that it's happening because it's not going to happen overnight. It can happen overnight. It depends on where you at in your process, how strong you are connected or aligned you are, how how willing, how much willingly you willing to release, let go without question, in faith that you'll get your answers and everything will work out. Stand 10 toes down on that. And the more that you read his word, the more that you get into positivity, inspiring, moral stuff, educational stuff, the more you'll see who he is, who she is, who they are, who the all in all is, and how they work, and how they here to assist you on what you want. Every last one of us can have it all. You know what I mean? All. Right? How can you say everybody can have all? Everybody can't have all the land. Because if everybody had all the land, what land is there? Precisely. The world is not yours. The world is not theirs. The world is not mine. The world is everybody's. So you own no land. We are the land. We are everything. Do you understand that? We are the ocean. We are the sand. We are the beaches. We are the mountains. We are the trees. We are the fruits. We the animals. We are everything. Everything needs everything. So everything is not here. There's nothing. Think about it. I know it sounds crazy, but it ain't. It's reality. Right? This, our government, if that's what you want to use, it's extensive research on everything spiritualism, psychics, what you call um people that manifest. We all thinking the same thing. We all praying the same thing. We all in the same energy all at once. We can manifest together as also as singularly. We all could regenerate our bodies. We could all heal ourselves. And if you can't do it yourself, you can ask for assistance and you can have many other help you heal because it's not they're healing you. I'm a healer. There's a lot of us out here. But we can't heal what ain't trying to heal itself. I could be there wasting my time giving you energy, you know, making a dollar if that's how you know I'm putting it, or that's my business and it's the cat. I put a cash value or monetary value on it. But if the person that's want to be healed don't believe they could be healed, if the person that wants to be healed gets the healing and then denied that the healing is in process because they don't see it or they don't feel it right then and then, don't mean it ain't happening. And by you not having faith, not believing in your capability of healing yourself, in the capability of other individuals able to assist you and amplify that energy to heal you, you'll never be healed. I don't care if God came down here, Jesus himself, where however you feel Jesus look like and you know who he is, and he's in front of you and you know that's the Son of God. You don't have no questioning it about it. And you ask him to heal you and you don't get healed, are you going to blame him? Can you blame him? You know he's the Son of God and he could do all things because he is God in the flesh, right? or he would be God in the flesh, wouldn't he? So how can I even say out my mouth, even if he came and you asked for healing and he did decide to touch you or, you know, pray over you and it didn't happen instantly? Whose fault is that? Are you going to say it's Jesus' fault? Or are you going to actually say it's the Son of God's fault? That his prayer didn't manifest or his touch didn't manifest when you know in all your cells that this is who he is. He didn't say who he is or who she is. This person or entity appeared in front of you. And all the knowing, all your insides is saying, yo, fall on your face. This is somebody that, you know, and you might be one of that will never bow to nobody. But in this instance, you have, you know, you wouldn't be able to control yourself. It would be like you just like somebody threw you on the floor. That's the type of presence that I'm talking about. I'm talking about the true anointing, you know, a godly presence where you know that it's no, even if it wasn't, you know that you stand in a presence of greatness, son of great power, a power that you know you couldn't even imagine, a power that just radiates off these individuals or this individual. And it don't work. It wasn't them. It wasn't that they didn't have the power. You didn't have the belief. Something about the person that your perception of the person or their outer appearance that you didn't like made you doubt them. Even if you went through it, but you were still in doubt. You went through it because you know you really needed the healing for what you needed it for. But if you have that doubt in your head, the surgery, even if you had surgery from a doctor, God forbid, if you had any doubt, you could fuck around and lose your life on the table during surgery, or you'll survive the surgery and as you're recovering or after you fully recovered, the shit come back. Not that it came back, it never left. Because your belief wasn't there or ain't there. But like I said, I'm gonna leave y'all with God love. I'm sorry it went a little longer than I normally do. But it is what it is. God wanted that message out there. I want that message out there. To all my enemies, to all the witchcraft doers and all that. Bring it. Y'all some bitch ass niggas. Y'all some bitches. Y'all the scum of the world. Y'all can eat a dick, kiss my ass. I'm sorry for being vulgar, but you know, I want to entice. I want, you know, I'm trying to get y'all niggas hype. I want y'all niggas to start working out, get your Wheaties up, so y'all could come and, you know, put the pound in. What y'all do, but you can't. Bob, like what?